Greetings everyone, Lumberg here. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Today's video is going to be about Chaosland since it's been updated. Many of you have noticed some changes in Chaosland about 2 months ago. It's taken me some time to gather the data, and with the help of some friends, I was able to put together some tables. As usual, there will be a table link to a Google Sheets in the description below, so you can use that to plan and improve your gameplay. So we're just going to go through some of the changes in Chaosland, some of the tips, and some tables that will help you plan better. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing is the case for playing Chaosland. It is absolutely a must event, and I'm going to show you why. So if you look at the overall individual ranking rewards that I've put together here, you can see that you get the Mutagen Source Stones here. That is extremely valuable. You know, the retail on this in a weekly pack is you get about 10 of the Mutagen Source Stone, and the stored energy jar is about 12 for $5.99. So automatically you can say, if you can place in the top 1,000, which really should not be difficult. You know, if you're playing, if you're engaged, it really shouldn't be hard to place in the top 1,000. So there is absolutely no excuse to do this, because you're essentially at the minimum getting those 20 Mutagen Source Stones, not to mention the merit. So if you're not playing as a free player Chaosland, you are extremely disadvantaged in a position, because this is essentially almost basically a $12 value just in Mutagen Source Stones. Let's take a look at some of the other things. So this one's easy. There's a table that kind of tells you this. This is, not really helpful, because there's a table that does show it already. What is helpful is this table here that I put together. So this one, I actually use one of the new Vets videos that he did on Chaosland, Flex Nuts. You should check him out. I'm going to put a link in the description as well. Just as a new YouTuber, please show him some love. He is a melee build, and he did a good video on Chaosland. I actually went through it and froze screen by screen to kind of get the data here. So as you already know, Chaosland has changed from being 3 rounds to a maximum of 2. Now that's good in some ways, because if you think about it, the first round is free, the next round is 2,000 gold, and the third round took 2,000. So what they did is they increased the merit a little bit or proportionately, and limited the rounds. However, it is extremely difficult. If you've played this, you already know it's extremely difficult now to max that merit, that phase 10 of 10. Here is a table that I put together, and one of the things that I noticed while talking to people is that the golds of each of the phases is actually different based on your city level. Now that's actually a fair thing. If you really consider, it's really hard for a C30 or a C29 to compete with the C38. In fact, nobody can compete with the C38. It is insane. Chaosland is exactly that. It is chaos. So this sliding scale by city level is probably more fair. However, it's still very difficult, because remember, before, I think maxing was about 30 million points. Now maxing at a C34 is 50. The numbers here that are in this light red color is an estimate that I did. I don't have the data, for C34 and C35 by phase. But what I'm showing you here is that you can see that the total merit that you get is 2340 if you max out. Now, this is same for all players, regardless of city level. Now, how you get it, though, is these tiers here. You can see C38 needs 70 million to max out. C35 needs 60. I don't know the other ones. And C34 I know is 50. These numbers here in the red is just a guesstimate based on, what I know for sure, which is the C38 numbers. Now, that's a lot of merit. So Chaosland remains your best source of merit. And then, the new thing that they added is they added power ore. So it's actually a really good source of power ore too. There is about 2250 minutes of heals. That comes to what, about a day and a half approximately of heals. You probably are using more heals depending on how badly you get and how quickly you get hit. This is another good metric here. The total tickets that you get is 24,800. So that we're going to have one more table that's going to be relevant. Remember this number, 24,800, pardon me. So this one I thought was helpful, because it really tells you that, what is your benefit for each phase, and how much merit do you get. So if you think about it, if you double that, you play 2 rounds, you get 4680 merit. Not bad. Now it does cost a couple of ports, it does cost a couple of maybe speeds, maybe heals, but you can see that the rewards are really worth it. But the overall ranking reward, this Mutagen Source Stone, means that even if you drop in a base and leave it there to be attacked, you'll still accumulate and hopefully place in the top 1,000 and get that. So there's no excuse to not participate. All right. Now let's talk about those tickets. So here I put together one more ticket for your reference, which will be, the main fleets, the main bonuses that you get. Using those, as you finish each of those phases, remember that maximum 24,800 tickets. You can see here that the fleet. So there's 2 ways to play Chaosland. If you're a free-to-play player, you're probably not using your own speeds. One of the tips that FlexNuts shared and demonstrated is that, really that fleet size is important. And, he went all the way to, I think, 70%. Here, I wanted to show the maximum fleet that you can get. And, if you look at Chaosland reports, they have huge fleet size. You get it using these boosts. So if you basically sum up all of these tickets, the 80% boost is 23,000 tickets. The max is 24,800. So basically you can get all of the fleet to that 80% and a couple of attack and HP, and that's it. You're done with tickets. This assumes that this is going to be the monster players, the people that are okay using real speeds, expensive speeds to do Chaosland, and just want to dominate and get close to that top 10 or even top 20 or top 50. I don't think it's worth it. I think a balance. I actually use so I don't think it's worth it for me. I should say, because I'm never going to place in the top 10. I'm happy being in the top 100. That's where I usually place, between 50 and 100. And the way I play is I actually don't expand the fleet beyond just 1 or 2 levels. And the rationale is that I use all of the Chaosland tickets to do the speeds, so that way I don't actually have to spend the real expensive speeds. But this is really helpful so that if you want to plan it, and you can then say, okay, how much do I want to use speeds? How much do I want to increase my fleet? And then also I was curious to know, what is the maximum fleet size that you can get? So basically it's going to be an 80% boost as your maximum. Let's take a look at the file that I put together. All this information is in this file here. This is going to be in the link description. And here you can see basically, when you click on the boost in the right corner, it opens up this menu where you can use the battle items. Here you can see that, okay, we had 1,300 tickets. We used the first 500, and 625 is the cost for fleet to 10%. You can see the 10% here. And then that's how we got our 10% boost here. So you can see at any point in time, it's basically 5, 10, 15. Same thing with attack and HP. One thing to keep in mind is that this gold, you can't use any peace shield outside of the game. It has to be this 500 gold Chaosland item. Speaking of that, it is now, basically, if you've noticed, Chaosland is extremely hard to play now because everybody is hungry. It always was hard, but if you're with the monster C38s, one hit can kind of ruin you, especially when they increase their fleet 80% and have all the boosts. So it's really hard to to even group defend. So TA is non-existent. Everybody basically does speed attacks. So the peace shield, you almost want to kind of keep in mind that you're going to have to strategically use a peace shield. And in fact, players have gotten really good at, when you even send them an attack, they're very quick to use that peace shield. So to the extent that you can know where this peace shield is and then click on it quickly. Because if you get hit by that big TA, no defense can really stop some of these monster players. The other main thing that I wanted to share that I didn't have in my other video. So if you look in this file, I have the files. Here's just the game, screenshots of the rules where they talk about streaks. So let's really talk about streaks. FlexNuts talked about this. I checked with them and I said, hey, do you mind if I highlight this? I'm doing one on the changes and the tables, but I wanted to add this really good tip and a demonstration. So this, in one round, let's take a look at this. I took a screenshot of this. I really can't record Chaosland. It's just too glitchy and too laggy. So the gameplay isn't fun to watch. So I thought I'd do an analysis and share that. Other people, have already good demonstrations, and I've done some before. Here you can see this is one of the highest streaks that I've gotten, 18 win streak. The win streak is extremely important to maxing out your points without using a lot of speeds, and I'll show you two reports to demonstrate that. So here you can see this is a report where here in this report you can kind of see that, okay, there's this end win streak bonus. So when you actually end somebody else's win streak, you get a bonus, and then your own win streak, you get a bonus. So here the win streak is 4, so it's not that high, but you can see, okay, 700 points, about, the win streak bonus is about, looks like 1/5 of the total points. But let's take a look at that 18 win streak. Look at this report. So we didn't end somebody's win streak here, but you can see that the Chaosland points is about 3 million and the win streak bonus is almost 3 million. So 90% bonus from this win streak. So you can see clearly that if you have a win streak going, that really does amplify your points. A couple of things to keep in mind. When you have a win streak, because of what we just saw with the end win streak bonus, you instantly become a target. So you have to be careful with the win streak. You can't really build it that much. People are going to target, monsters are going to target you, especially if they see that they're going to get that end win streak bonus. So it's a double-edged sword. Having that win streak bonus is, you have to be lucky, you have to kind of be under the radar. But the tip that is mainly that you want to do is that in order to build up that win streak, you have to hit different cities. You can't build it up. You can't hit the same city. So there's going to be a lot of dead cities around you. As you're battling, always send your fleet or a second fleet to these dead cities to build up that win streak. So even if it gets taken away really quickly, keep doing the accounts with your group, with your main account. But in your other fleets, you're going to hit those dead cities. That serves two purposes. You're going to get your win streak up, and you're going to get your fleets out of harm's way and out of your city. So one thing to keep in mind, if you end a win streak with troops in the city, you get a point. But if there's no troops in the city, you end the win streak because there's no Chaosland points. That end win streak bonus is 0. So that's one bad thing. But one thing that you want to do as a deterrent is always make sure that you're empty so that nobody gets that end win streak bonus, and you help your nation get rank number 1. Last thing I wanted to share is that, that overall ranking that you get, the Mutagen Source Stones, is based on your total rank. So even though, here you can see I placed 53, I placed 58 here, and then in the round that I didn't play. So you can see already, the round that I didn't play, that means there was 1,200 players that played, maybe, approximately. And so in that round, the rewards are given to the top 1,000. So it's really easy to get that if it's not too crowded. But here I wanted to show that, overall my rank, it's going to be taken a combination of all 3 phases, so it's going to drop some. So don't just say that, oh, I placed in the top 50, that's where I'll end up. Your rank will drop a little bit. In this case, I ended up being at, I believe, 82. You can see with 71 million points, I ended up being 82. So I still got the 51 to 100 bonus, which wasn't a bad deal. And, we had a fun battle with 299, 193, 163, and 333. You can see that we got top ranking for the Alliance as well as World. So good things are happening. That's it for my quick Chaosland update since the update of, limiting to 2 rounds, making it city-based tiers. I really wanted to share, some of these tables that will help people kind of plan. I was curious about how much merit do you get for each of these phases. And so hopefully this will help you guys. That's it. Leave comments and also, as you if you don't mind, if you've tracked it and you know what the max points is at your city level, if you tell me those, I will fill in this table and update the spreadsheet and make it more comprehensive, and confirm some of these numbers. So please do, if you're a C30, what is it to max to get to phase 10 of 10? If you remember and you're playing it, or next time, do drop me a comment or send me a note on Discord. Thank you very much, guys. Really do appreciate the feedback in the community. I'm working on a couple of other videos. Sorry that I haven't been able to put things. It's hard to get motivated and put stuff out. One more thing I'm going to end with is in the new update, the new server update that just happened very recently, where they optimize battle reports. Um, they did mention that old battle reports can't be replayed, but I think there's a problem with this in the uranium mines. Basically, I understand that the old reports can't be played, but since the update, I tried to actually rewatch a video, um, and you can see that okay, it's working at the 4 hour mark. But if you come and look at something that I did, this is still before the update because the mines were closed, and if you hit video replay, it doesn't. So I think I tried to do this at the basically it seems to be expiring at the 6 hour mark, which is a little frustrating because remember a lot of the learning and a lot of the battle replays is a great source. The uranium mine is a great source. So please write to Camel and say this is infuriating. Please make the videos replay available for at least 3 days or something. 6 hours is just not enough to put on a replay. So I tried this at 7 hours and it said battle replay expired. So that's the last thing. I already asked my vet contact and seeing if it's a glitch, an intended glitch, or as desired to maybe limit the space. Regardless, I think that time should be expanded. That's it. Have a wonderful weekend. Good luck and global conquest to everyone. I am not looking forward to meeting 219 and 255 in our world. They are ranked number 1 and 2, so it will be a tough global conquest. You can see it here. The fourth nation, I believe, merged, and so they're not really participating. So it's a battle of 3. Good luck to everyone. Have fun. Have a great weekend.